Alright, I'm back again with some more collection video stuff. This time I thought I'd start going through another Blu-ray label, which is Radiance Films. Last year I went through all of my Arrow films or Arrow video stuff, and the people who watched those really seemed to enjoy them, so I thought I'd do some more movie collection videos as well, in addition to the video game stuff that I do. Radiance Films is by far the second largest collection I have from a single Blu-ray label. I have here 70 releases by them, and I've divided them up again into the stuff that I've watched and the stuff that I haven't watched, right? Like I usually do. 70 releases by Radiance is quite a lot, considering that they have been around for only a couple of years. They started in 2023, I think. So just a couple of years of releases. I have almost all of them. I'm missing one box set, which is the Piotr Zulkin, the Apocalypse collection, because I have the same movies by Vinegar Syndrome. I have the Vinegar Syndrome box set that has the same movies and one more. And I'm also missing one partner label release, Cutter's Way, I think. And then by Radiance themselves, I'm missing some of the early ones. Working Class Goes to Heaven, Welcome to the Dollhouse, Man on the Roof, The Hotspot, I think. And then one release from this year, Alan Funsound. So that's 5 releases. So I'm missing one box set, 5 standard releases, and then one partner release. Otherwise, I have everything. So let's get into it. That was quite a long introduction. I'll start with the box sets. And this time, because these movies are much safer to show on camera in comparison to Arrow stuff, I'll show the individual cover arts and flip through the booklets and everything like that. Maybe not for all of the movies, but at least for some of them. So this one, it is an absolute crime that this box set has still not sold out. So this is available on Radiance's website. Usually in sales, it's for like £30, and that's a complete steal for this. Like, this is one of the most positive surprises I've had in a long time. I didn't expect really anything out of these movies because I haven't seen Italian comedy movies before. Maybe ever. Are these the first Italian comedy movies I've ever seen? Probably. At least from the 60s. Like, these are from the 60s. And yeah, I was completely blown away by this. Especially this one. This is the third one. Il Sorpasso. Or The Easy Life. So these are all by the same director, Dino Risi. And, well, this is... if I had to make a list of my favorite movies that Radiance has released, this would be easily in the top 5. Such a fantastic movie. It's a road movie. The main character, played by Vittorio Gassman, completely steals the show in this one. He's very unlikable and likable at the same time. Right. The only thing that I don't enjoy about this movie is that the ending is quite abrupt and could have been better, but yeah. Il Sorpasso, fantastic movie. And then the other ones as well. Il Vedovo and Il Mattatore. Just these comedy movies. Like in this one, there's this guy who is married to a very rich woman, and he wants to get rid of his wife to get the inheritance and tries to plot a murder, but he's such completely inept. The typical story. Guy tries to murder his wife and just cannot pull the murder off, and in the end, it bites him in the ass. Very enjoyable comedy movie. These box sets, all Radiance releases come with these obi strips, which is very nice. So this, when you buy it, it looks like this, and you can then remove the text, so you can get rid of all the age ratings and all the technical writing stuff. You have the blurbs here and everything, right? And then you can store it inside one of these cases. And maybe The thing that I like the most about Radiance's releases is that they look incredible on the shelf. It's so clean and so nice. All the box sets so far have been the same size, both in terms of height and depth and width, all the dimensions, and it's great. Like when I start putting these box sets here in a row, you'll see how great they look together. Right. Next up, some more Italian movies. This is the Cosa Nostra box set, which has Damiano Damiani movies in it, and yeah, another box set that I really enjoy, especially the first movie, which is it's quite tight. Can I get it out? Let's do it like this. The first movie, which is Day of the Owl. This is a movie that has been shouted out by Martin Scorsese as well, I think. And yeah, I get it. Clearly an inspiration for the Godfather movies as well. There's a lot of similarities here with the original Godfather movie. Man, it's so good. There's the blurbs, if you want to read what the movies are about. Then the second movie is a prison movie. One thing that I really enjoyed about this box that surprised me is that all of the movies are kind of different genre. These are all mafia movies, but quite different. So this is your typical mafia versus the police movie. But this one is a prison movie where the main character is sentenced to prison and then gets involved with the mafia there. Very surprising movie in many ways. I won't spoil anything about it, but yeah, a great one as well. And then the third one is How to Kill a Judge, which is the main character is, I think, if I remember correctly, is a journalist or something like that. And some of his writings come to life. Very interesting movie as well. Probably the weakest one in this box set, I would think. Yeah, all of these movies star Franco Nero, who is probably the best known for the Django Western movies. Or Westerns. Very handsome guy. And yeah, this is another box set that I think is a high recommendation for anyone who's interested in crime movies, especially. Even if you're into like American gangster movies, like watch these ones and you'll see a bunch of ideas that were later reused in the American movies. So these are from 1970s. I think all of them are from the 1970s. Is some of them from earlier? I don't remember. Can I find the information quickly? Probably not. Oh, is it there? Yeah, the first one is from 1968. So 60s and 70s, late 60s, early 70s. And again, another box set that looks fantastic. Just great visuals. The light brown colors. Next up, a controversial box set. This is The Agitator, which has 3 movies by the French director Jean-Pierre Mocky, a director I didn't know anything about before watching these. Very strange guy, very strange movies. A lot of people don't like these at all. Some people really like them, so I don't know. I fall into the category of people who absolutely hate this one. Agent Trouble, such a boring, mediocre slog to get through. Very interesting ideas, but just never pulls any of the punches, or just pulls all of the punches and never delivers any of them, I would say. Right. This one, man, what a weird one. It's a folk horror movie, kind of reminds me of something like Don't Look Now, with these really hazy visuals and just strange atmosphere. Clearly inspired by The Wicker Man, the original as well. Just a bizarre movie. Probably something that I would enjoy more on a second viewing, because the first time around I was just confused for most of the movie. But the more I think about it, the more I kind of enjoy it in a weird way. There are all of the blurbs for the movies if you're interested in that. Yeah, the movie that I enjoyed in this box set the most, I would say, is Kill the Referee, which is a football hooligan, just an insane football hooligan movie, where the fans of a football team try to kill the judge who they think missed like the or made the call to give a penalty shot to the opposing team at the wrong time, and then the away team lost, and they just go crazy and they hunt the judge through the city. They go after him through the city and try to kill him in any way they can. Right, that's the director, Moki. I was rambling there for a little bit, but let's get back on track. Oh, there's some interesting visuals. Yeah, this is from Kill the Referee. The main actor is really good. Apparently he is a very famous actor. I don't recognize him from anything, I don't think. But yeah, very famous French actor. This is from Agent Trouble, I think. The visuals in Agent Trouble are quite nice. Has this mountain milieu, and there's also this like power plant that they go into. Looks very nice. Yeah. There you have some football hooligans. This is from Litan. Some of the surreal imagery in that movie. Yeah. That's it for Jean-Pierre Mocky. I wasn't a huge fan of these movies, but again, the box set looks incredible. And this one, I think, is still available. The Cosa Nostra box set, I'm pretty sure, has sold out. But yeah, Commedia all'Italiana, The Agitator, those are still available. Right, next up, we have some noir. So this is the first World Noir box set. There are 2 of these, and a third one should be coming out this year. Has 3 movies again in it. I Am Waiting by Koreyoshi Kurahara, Witness in a City by Eduard Molinaro, and The Facts of Murder by Pietro Germi, or Jeremy, however you pronounce it. So this box set has movies by 3 different directors. Now, this box set, in terms of quality, I think I would put this third after these 2. The Japanese movie, there are 2 of these box sets, and both of them have 1 Japanese movie in them. And surprisingly, for me, like for my taste, I should probably enjoy these the most. But I think the Japanese movies in these box sets are both quite, like, not great. This one especially. This is from the 1950s. And yeah, I'm not like this main actor. What is his name? I can't remember his name. Oh, I don't have the. Where do I have the? Is it in the third one? Oh, it's here. I'll move it to the. I'll move the OB strip to the first box, like so. Oh, I folded it incorrectly. That's what, yeah. So there are the blurbs for the movies again. Yeah, this one I thought was very mediocre. The main actor is, I don't know, is it Yujiro Ishihara or who it is? He's just annoying. That's not like a proper critique or anything like that. I just find the actor very annoying to look at. Sorry for him, but yeah. I Am Waiting. It's a very stereotypical gangster movie. Nothing special. Quite sloppy in many ways. Not a huge fan of that one. The second one, this is the reason. Like, if you get this box set, This is the reason for getting it. I think it's sold out. So there are also standard copies of these movies, separate releases. So, but yeah, if you get this box set, it's for this one, Witness in the City, a very unique noir movie. Has a taxi driver motif in it. It's very, very surprising movie with a lot of twists, many different genres. It starts off like a murder movie, and then it's like a police movie and like a detective movie and everything. Like it just changes directions multiple times, and it's very, very surprising. It keeps you on your toes. And the ending climax in this one, with all of the taxi drivers chasing the killer, it's really great. Yeah. And then there's the third movie, The Facts of Murder. I should probably rewatch this because I can't remember much of it. It's the director himself playing the main character, and he really likes to put himself on screen, so it's usually just this guy on the screen. But yeah, it's a murder mystery movie. It's not really a mystery because you know who killed it. It's about the police trying to like entrap the killer to slip up and confess. Everyone knows who the killer was. So yeah. Again, some nice imagery of the movies. International noir. So yeah, these are from the 1950s, black and white noir crime movies. Witness in the City. There you have here this country bumpkin trying to be cool. Like, he's not cool at all. It's one of the strangest decisions in Japanese filmmaking history, is just trying to make this guy into a main like action star actor when he's clearly not. He's not that guy at all. It's very strange. I've never liked him in any of the movies that he's in. Yeah, there we go. That's World Noir 1. Can I get the booklet in? Yes. And then we have the second World Noir, which again has a movie from Japan, but this time also from Germany. And then we have a French one as well, Symphony for a Massacre. And here we have, again, a collection of noir movies, but these are from the 60s. First up, we have Black Gravel, which is a German movie. Wasn't a huge fan of this one. It's pretty good. It's definitely worth watching, but one of the problems that I had with this movie is that the main actor just doesn't stick the landing. He's trying so hard, and the feel that I got from him is that he isn't probably a movie actor. And when I researched this after watching it, it turned out that he's a stage actor, like a theater actor, and you can see it in here. Like, he's very over the top dramatic, and just, I don't know, it just felt off at many points. But yeah, you don't often get German movies on Blu-ray with English subtitles, so I appreciate having this. The story itself is quite interesting. Deals with this company that is building a road, and there are lots of different people involved in that, and some twists and turns. No spoilers. Then we have the French movie. I think the French movie is the best one in the box set, like for the first one. Symphony for a Massacre. There are 4 people. This is by Jacques Deray. I think this is the first one I've seen by him. There are 4 people who managed to pull off a heist, and now they are all killing one another. Or one of them tries to kill all the other ones to get all of the money. But yeah, as you know from these types of movies, the plans never work out. Right. Then we have the Japanese movie Cruel Gun Story. Takumi Furukawa as the director. Joe Shishido as the main actor, who's also featured here on the box. Very recognizable face with the cheeks, the cheek implants that he had. Probably the worst movie I've seen where he's the main actor. Like, he's in many of the great Seijun Suzuki movies, like Branded to Kill. This one I thought was quite messy. Not a huge fan of this one either. So again, another Japanese crime movie disappointment. Then we have some art here in the booklet. This is from Cruel Gun Story. It's your typical Japanese, like, mediocre crime movie where it's a slow burner where you have just a bunch of characters. I can't even remember who half of the people are. You have just a bunch of characters who are all looking out for themselves, and then in the end everyone shoots everyone and they all die. That's that. That's your typical Japanese 60s run-of-the-mill crime movie. I think the movie starts pretty great when they pull off the like armored van heist that they do. That's great, but after that, not so much. It's cool. It's a cool movie still. Has that 1960s Japanese flair to it. Yeah, Symphony for a Massacre here. So that's the box sets that I watched all of the movies from. And as you can see, man, that looks great. All of these box sets side by side. Then I have some other limited editions here. Two of these are sold out and quite sought after. So we have, first of all, here, Messiah of Evil. I filmed a horror movie recommendations video in October that not a lot of people saw, but this one was featured in that one. A 1970s, very strange, kind of surrealistic horror movie with zombies in it and just all kinds of weird stuff. So there's the blurb. Really nice blood red interiors here. Can I get it to focus? Yes. It's set on the shore of this town and has this mesmerizing sea just sloshing all around the house that the movie takes place in. Very like haunting atmosphere. Very strange atmosphere. It has that like Innsmouth feel from H.P. Lovecraft, where you have this town full of people there's something wrong with the whole town, but you don't really know what is wrong with them. Yeah. I haven't even read this one, but I had the same idea that it has some Lovecraftian feel to it. Lovecraft Cults and the Uncanny and Messiah of Evil. So the person who wrote this, Larissa Glasser, definitely felt the same vibe as I did. Very interesting visuals in this movie. Yeah, I had never heard of this movie before, which is quite surprising because I've watched a lot of horror movies, especially from the 80s and 70s. So it was great to have this addition to the collection and see it for the first time. Really enjoyed it. And then another movie that I really enjoyed, this is Planet of the Vampires by Mario Bava from 1960s. Now this one is very tight. I don't know if it's my copy or all of them, but this is extremely tight fit. It's quite difficult to get the booklet and the movie out of it, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, this is a very early Italian sci-fi horror movie from 1965. Clearly has inspired Alien, so that's the original title. Terrore nello spazio. Sorry for all the Italian people. Very interesting movie. And Mario Bava is always fantastic. Huge fan of his movies. Lots of red, lots of blue, very, very striking colors. Lots of great special effects with miniatures and everything like that. Like, this was a small budget movie, but it looks much better than you would ever expect from a low budget sci-fi movie from the 1960s. Just incredible visuals here. And yeah, apparently Ridley Scott, the director of Alien, hadn't seen this one, as far as I know. But there must have been people in the production team who knew this movie, because it is obvious that there are many things that have been lifted directly from this one into Alien. Again, no spoilers, but it's like obvious. It cannot be a coincidence. Yeah. Definitely worth checking out for anyone who's into sci-fi and horror. Or just like one of those. You don't have to even like both. It has it looks kind of like a old Star Trek, like the old Star Trek TV show. Has the same kind of feel to it at times. Right. And then let's go to the standard editions, or these are all limited editions, but just standard cases. So we have here Damiano, or Damiani. I always mix those last letters, last sounds in the name. A mafia movie. Again, a guy is wrongly accused of a killing, and the mafia are after him, even though he probably did nothing wrong. So yeah, here we have the blurb. I'm not going to go through all the booklets. I'll just pick up the ones that I enjoy the most myself. But yeah, it's an all right mafia movie. Nothing special, but pretty enjoyable. I think all of the movies by Damiano Damiani that Radiance has released are definitely worth watching. Then we have A Woman Kills. I think these are all in alphabetical order, so I have more Damiani coming up, but yeah. A Woman Kills by Jean-Denis Bonan. Never heard of this one before. Not a huge fan of it either, but very interesting movie. A short one. This is under an hour and 20 minutes. The ending is insane in this movie, though. So the payoff, like, for the first, let's say, 50 minutes or so, I was kind of wondering, why am I even watching this movie? Like, why was this even released? And then the ending comes up, and it's just insane. So if you watch that movie, don't stop before the ending sequence starts, because that's interesting. It's definitely something that I haven't seen before many times. Right. Then we have a road movie by Alain Cavalier. Radiance have released a couple of movies by this director. Not a huge fan of him, but yeah, it's an all right road movie. I guess this is a movie that French people probably like better, because they recognize the places, and there are some inside jokes there that I have no idea what they even mean. So as an outsider looking in, I don't really get this movie, but yeah, it's a road movie with some comedy in it and everything like that. So then we have more Damiani, Goodbye and Amen. This one I would recommend to anyone who likes movies like what is the one with Al Pacino, the bank robbery one? What is the movie called? Oh my god, how am I forgetting this? Anyway, if you are into like heist movies or like kidnapping movies, hostage situation movies, something like that, like this one is definitely worth watching. So there's a guy in a hotel room who has a couple of people as hostages, and he's firing out of the window with a rifle, shooting at random people. And yeah, there is a reason for why he's doing everything, and it's it's definitely worth watching. I think Goodbye Amen is fantastic. I'll go through the booklet for this one. So this is one of the police officers trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I'm not going to spoil why they are wearing those clothes, but there's a reason for that as well. Is there more visuals here? Yeah. The American Connection. Yeah. Some of these booklets are quite light, but that's fine by me. I mean, you don't always have to print a 50-page booklet for every movie. Next up, we have a movie that I watched just a couple of days ago. This is I Vampiri by Riccardo Freda. I already owned this movie because this was packaged in with the Mario Bava Black Sunday release by Arrow Films. So I've had this, but the picture quality in that Black Sunday release was awful. It wasn't a Blu-ray, like it wasn't an HD print, right? It looks like a bad DVD. So I never watched it before. So this was the first time I watched it. I've owned it for years. I had it for years with the Black Sunday release. And yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. I mean, it's a 1950s gothic vampire horror movie. So I mean, that's exactly what you're getting. And nothing else. Like it's definitely worth watching for anyone who's into older horror movies. It has this really nice gothic setting, and yeah, it has a kitten in it that's very cute, and the kitten isn't killed like in many other, especially Italian movies. If you see a cat, it's probably going to die. This kitten made it, so that's a plus for this one. I Vampiri, definitely worth watching. So this is also the first colorized Italian horror movie ever made, as far as I know. So has some historical value as well. Next up, we have some more Alain Cavalier. Not going to say much about this one. Not a huge fan. Le Combat dans l'Île. It looks like a noir movie. It's not a noir movie. It's a duel. There's this guy who challenges another man to a duel, and that's that. The blurb is quite misleading as well. Yeah. At an hour and 45 minutes, it's not the longest movie ever, but could be shorter. Trignigtant, the actor, is always great. What is his full name? Jean-Louis Trintignant. Yeah, he's always great. So if you're a fan of the actor, this might be worth checking out, but yeah, it's all right, I guess. Then we have Miami Blues with Alec Baldwin in it and Fred Ward. Man, that's a great combination of actors right there. Very enjoyable gangster movie. Alec Baldwin is this hustler who goes around committing crime. And yeah, the Miami setting, always great. The romance subplot in this one is very significant, so there's a lot of that as well. Fred Ward is incredible. I wish he was in more movies and in bigger roles. But yeah, he's always great. I would like to talk more about these movies, but I just don't want to spoil anything. I think they are all worth watching for yourself. Out of this pile, definitely Goodbye and Amen and now Miami Blues are probably my favorites of this set. And after that, Man on His Knees, and then I Vampiri, or I think the English name of that is Lust of the Vampire, right? So yeah. Next up, another one that I watched just recently, a couple of days ago. This is Panic in Year Zero by Ray Milland, who's also the main actor here. So he directed and acted. That guy has acted in a lot of really, really, really good 60s and 50s movies. An Orgy of Looting and Lust. That's maybe a bit That's a bit of a hyperbole right there. It's not an orgy of looting and lust. There is some looting and there is some lust, but it's not. It's a 1960s sci-fi horror movie, so it's quite tame in its contents. But yeah, it's a nuclear apocalypse movie. Like it's not post-apocalyptic because it takes place in the middle of the nuclear war. Like people wake up one day and there's a nuclear war going around, and people just start panicking and trying to survive, trying to find some place where to hide. So the movie centers around this family of people trying to find some shelter and whatever. Very, very enjoyable movie. If for anyone who's into 1960s, 1950s sci-fi and horror movies, definitely worth checking out. Then another German movie. This is by Rudolf Thome, or Thome, I don't know how to say the name. Red Sun, Röte Sonne. I really don't like these 1970s German movies, usually. There are some exceptions, but they look very cheap. Well, this one is like, this movie probably had no budget at all. It's like four people, four women and a couple of men in this house, and the women are just killing everyone. So if you want to watch a movie where a bunch of women seduce men just to kill them, then yeah, sure, maybe. But I found this movie quite underwhelming overall. Right. Next up, probably the only movie released by Radiance that I would say is just straight up not worth watching. This is She Dies Tomorrow, which is a pretty modern horror movie from, when was this? 2020. Yeah, it tries so hard to be a surrealist and psychological, kind of like a David Lynch movie, but with less visual flair to it. And yeah, I didn't really enjoy that one at all. So let's move on. However, a movie that I did enjoy is Slap the Monster on Page 1 by Marco Bellocchio. I should watch his earlier movie, Fist in a Pocket. I've never seen that one. I should go and watch that one as well. But yeah, this was the first one I've seen by him, and I was quite impressed. It's a very topical movie for today. Deals with journalists and politicians working together, like unethical journalists working together with corrupt politicians. Has the great actor Gian Maria Volonte here in a main role. He's in a lot of these Italian movies that Radiance has released, which is very nice to see, because he is always just fantastic. Yeah, there you have a printing machine. Radiance release a lot of movies from Italy and Japan especially. I have all of the Japanese movies on a separate stack that I'll go through. So this video will be just all the non-Japanese movies that I've watched, or let's say non-Asian movies. There are some other ones as well. Right, let's move on. I have 5 more here. This one is Ciao Pantin by Cloudberry. Say like a neo-noir French crime movie. Reminds me a lot of Taxi Driver. Obviously, Taxi Driver is a superior movie to this one, but yeah, this has it's the Taxi Driver with the main character being an ex-police officer who works at a gas station. And yeah, very dark. The ending is absolutely, well, this is not from the ending, but you get the picture. This movie doesn't pull any punches. Like this one delivers. If you want to see something that will ruin your day, watch this movie. It's a pretty good crime thriller. Yeah, the main actor is great again. This guy used to be a comedy movie star, I think. Very surprising to see him in this type of movie. Yeah, Chow Pumpkin, definitely worth checking out. Then we have The Dead Mother. This was a complete blind buy. The director is called Juanma Bajo Ulloa, a Spanish guy. Apparently, this is a movie that Guillermo del Toro really likes. Why are there two discs? What is the other disc? Oh, there's a soundtrack CD as well. That's nice. I didn't even remember that one. Yeah, this is this is probably the biggest blind buy success I've had this year. I really, really enjoyed this one. Probably one reason is that I really like Michael Haneke, or Michael Haneke, however you pronounce his name, the German director. And this is like a Spanish Michael Haneke movie. So I would say the genre is psychological torture. It's a crime thriller, but it's like psychological torture going through the movie and watching it. It has this just insane guy burglar who ends up killing a person during the burglary, and then runs into the daughter of that person later on, like years and years and years later, and recognizes her, and then starts to torment the daughter as well of the person he had killed. Very disturbing. It's kind of like a horror movie in parts, and just incredible. Really glad that something as obscure as this one. This is from 1993, so a quite obscure 90s Spanish thriller, horror movie, whatever. Incredible to see a Blu-ray release of something like that. Right. Then some American movie. Wait, no, just one. Sorry, just one American movie. This is by Hal Ashby, The Landlord. It's a comedy drama movie about a guy who just buys a building from the ghetto and just goes there trying to be a landlord. He's just a guy who has never done anything in his life. The son of a millionaire, and yeah, he goes into the ghetto and tries to bond with all the black people living there. And yeah, it's quite amusing at times. Wasn't a huge fan of this movie, but I can see why a lot of people like Hal Ashby. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth a watch. Yeah, The Landlord with the nice pink colors. And then I have here Viva la Muerte, which is a film by Fernando Arrabal, so another Spanish movie, I think. Isn't he from Spain? I think he is. Pretty sure. He is a friend of, well, at least it takes place in Spain, so there's that. He's a friend of Alejandro Jodorowsky. I don't want to pronounce. Pronouncing these names is torture. And well, watching this movie is pretty torturous as well. There you go. It's a surrealist nightmare movie. Lots of great visuals and lots of very gruesome imagery. There is a scene in this one where a bull is slaughtered, like for real, in front of the camera with the stomach split open and everything. Guts falling to the floor. And yeah, I appreciate what he's trying to do, but I just don't really like this sort of fun stuff. Too surreal and too real at the same time, if that makes any sense. He's just trying to piss off everyone. with the contents of this movie. And then I have one more here by Radiance. I also have some partner label stuff that I'll go through quickly as well. We Still Kill the Old Way, a mafia movie from the 1960s by Elio Petri. I watched this one a couple of days ago as well and quite enjoyed it. It does drag a bit near the end of the movie, but yeah. Gian Maria Volonte again as the main actor is trying to figure out what happened in a mafia killing, and surprise, surprise, the mafia don't really enjoy people digging into their stuff. Again, another movie that probably was an influence for The Godfather. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. Right. Then some partner label movies. So Radiance also releases movies by other companies or has licensed through other companies. First up, we have Fun City Editions, FCE, Married to the Mob. This is the limited edition slipcover version of that. Very enjoyable mob movie. Has this main character, Michelle Pfeiffer, trying to escape the mafia life. She's had enough of being married to a mobster, and yeah, she's great in this. She's probably the main reason to watch this movie. Just a very enjoyable, more light-hearted gangster movie than what you would usually see in the genre. Not as gruesome and violent. Then we have Raro Video. I have here a bunch of these. So I have 5 that I've watched. These are mostly Italian gangster movies. So we have the Umberto Lenzi movie, Gang War in Milan. This one is a high recommendation. I really like this one. Again, one of those very surprising movies that have a lot of different genres and ideas just thrown together. There are many different twists and turns in this one. Well, the visuals in this booklet aren't that great, but well, there you go. Gang War in Milan, definitely worth watching if you're into gangster movies. Then we have Night of the Devils, Giorgio Ferroni, which is a straight-up horror movie. One of those Italian horror movies that's this is 93 minutes. It's like 70 minutes of filler and then 20 minutes of just gold at the end. Starts off a very slow burner, but the payoff at the end is quite interesting. So, not the greatest one out there, but definitely worth checking out for horror movie fanatics. Then we have Michael Reeves' Revenge of the Blood Beast. This guy directed 3 movies and then did nothing else. I think he died pretty young, which is sad. But yeah, this guy, he made Witchfinder General, which is great. This one, not so great, but it's a curiosity. It's worth watching if you're into old, low-budget horror movies. Has a lot of interesting ideas, not really, doesn't really pull it off, but yeah. There we go. And then I have 2 movies by Fernando Di Leo, who is a very famous director who specialized in these very violent gangster movies. Out of these 2, I would say that The Boss is definitely the one that I would recommend. Italian Connection has a scene in it where a kitten is shot and killed, so I don't like that. Also, well, all of the characters in this one are just awful people. I don't really feel any sympathy for any of them. Although it's kind of built like you're supposed to see some character development in one of the characters at least, but yeah, he's just an asshole anyway, so yeah. But The Boss, great, and the actor, what was his name? Henry Silva. He's so good. He looks like the most stone cold killer you've ever seen. He's absolutely perfect for this type of movie. Yeah, it's It's a movie about the mafia hitman who does mafia hitman things. Like, look at this guy's face. He's going to kill everyone and not feel a thing. Yeah, very enjoyable gangster movie. And that is the first part of my Radiance films collection. 2 more to go, so look forward to those. But this looks great. I think video game companies could look at the presentation of some of these Blu-ray companies and try to copy them a bit. Right? How about a video game limited edition that looks like this? Man, that would be something. So yeah, I'll be back with some more Blu-ray stuff and other collection related stuff very soon. So look forward to that. Goodbye.